For the last several years, Austin has consistently been ranked as the best place to live in the entire United States. But this year, Bankrate showed that Round Rock was the best place to live in the entire country. So let's take a look at some of the housing options in Round Rock, Texas. Round Rock is directly north of Austin, and it's the biggest suburb in the entire metro. The City of Round Rock's website shows the population is somewhere between 120 and 180,000, if you count the extraterritorial jurisdictions. As you can see, downtown Round Rock is nowhere close to as developed as downtown Austin. There are restaurants, bars, and shops inside historical buildings, and the entire area is very walkable. It definitely gives you the feel of a small town, but there's also a lot of history here as well. Sam Bass was an outlaw, and he robbed a train in Nebraska and was hiding out in Round Rock. The Texas Rangers confronted him, and Sam Bass shot and killed a young sheriff's deputy named A.W. Grimes. The other Rangers returned fire, and Sam Bass was shot and died 2 days later. And he's buried in the Round Rock Cemetery. Another thing you want to check out is Round Rock Donuts. They've been here since 1926. They got both a walk-up and a drive-through window. And as you can see, people buy donuts here all day long. Now, one of the things they say makes these donuts so special is they make them with real eggs. So the inside is going to be yellow. And like they say back in Austin, these donuts are all right, all right, all right. Just outside downtown Round Rock, you'll see a lot of older homes, some dating back when the city was first established. There is some new construction in the area, but it's not the same modern designs you'll see close to downtown Austin. These homes are right across the street from the Veterans Park, which is just blocks away from downtown Round Rock. And if you like parks and outdoor activities, Round Rock has a lot of them. This is the Old Settlers Park. 650 acres of public space. They have softball fields, soccer fields, volleyball courts, multiple playgrounds, and a catch and release lake. It's really hard to believe that we're in the middle of Round Rock and it's this quiet and it's this peaceful. I mean, if you listen, you can actually hear the birds. I can't even hear any traffic noise. At the front entrance of the park, off Highway 79, also known as Palm Valley Boulevard, you've got the Old Settlers Association with the Firehouse Museum. And directly across the way, you've got the Dell Diamond where the Round Rock Express plays. They are a farm team for the Texas Rangers. Across Palm Valley is the Kalahari Convention Center and Indoor Water Park. They say this is the biggest water park in the entire country. All around Settlers Park are housing developments. This is Chandler Creek. These homes were built in the early 2000s. And you can buy a smaller 3-bedroom here in the mid-300s. There are also new houses here as well. These are Meritage homes at the Homestead at Old Settlers Park. They advertise starting at prices in the low 400s. And just like any other area across the metro, when the new home is priced at or around the same price as the older one, usually not going to make a whole lot of sense for that buyer to buy the older house unless it's in a substantially better location. An example of something like this is a little further east along Palm Valley in the Forest Creek subdivision. This is a golf course community. And you can see that most of these homes are much bigger than the ones we saw closer to Settlers Park. Some of the prices in Forest Creek can get up over $1 million. Now, if you're looking to spend $1 million, another option is to look at new homes. Let's take a quick minute and look at a map. This is the Old Settlers Park. Both Chandler Creek and those Meritage homes are northwest of the park. And the Forest Creek Golf Course community we looked at is southeast. If we go west, past I-35 almost to Brushy Creek, we'll find developments like Wyoming Springs. These are new construction homes. They're big, they're very nice, and they have list prices over $1 million. The builder here is Lennar. That's right, the same Lennar that builds those houses for less than $300,000 down in Kyle or out in Elgin, the same Lennar builds houses for over $1 million here in Round Rock. Not many people think of Lennar as a luxury builder, but there are no luxury builders anywhere in the country who build the number of homes that Lennar does. They get trashed a lot online, but the fact of it is, they're the second largest builder in the entire United States. While we're on this side of 35, let's take a look at Sendero Springs. It's just off 1431, also known as University Boulevard. Like the ones we looked at in Wyoming Springs, these homes are very big. Most of them were built 10 to 15 years ago, And you'll see most prices are going to fall in that $600,000 to $900,000 price range. One big pro of living in Round Rock is the school district. The Round Rock Independent School District contains 58 schools and has over 48,000 students. It is consistently ranked very high by independent ranking sites. One of the biggest cons of living in Round Rock, though, is the traffic, especially on I-35. Another name you should know in Round Rock is Lewis Henna. This is the same Henna family who owns a Chevy dealership on 35 in North Austin. Lewis Henna was the mayor of Round Rock, and he convinced the state of Texas to route I-35 directly through Round Rock instead of Taylor. See, back in those days, Taylor was actually a bigger city, and it was an economic hub because of all the agricultural activities. Well, because that interstate routed through Round Rock, it's one of the primary reasons they've enjoyed all the growth and prosperity. Now, the trade-off to all the growth and prosperity is it's brought more people and more cars. An example of this is at the intersection of I-35 and University Boulevard. You have this huge shopping complex with IKEA and H-E-B. And just a little further north is the Round Rock Outlet Mall. It's an open-air mall with stores for just about any clothing brand you can think of. So the good news is that Round Rock has all of these shopping options, but the bad news is that everybody else wants to shop here too. Before we wrap up, we should talk a little bit about the housing options in northeast Round Rock close to the 130 toll road, like the Sienna community. These homes were all built within the last 10 years, and there are a variety of floor plans. Prices here are going to start in the low 400s. The good news about living out here is you're going to be much closer to 130, which means you're going to avoid all of that congestion over on I-35. The bad news, you're going to be much further out. In fact, these northeastern subdivisions are not even mapped to the Round Rock School District. They're mapped to Hutto. If you have any questions about buying or selling real estate, either here in Round Rock or anywhere in the Austin area, please don't hesitate to reach out. Also, if you like this video, you might like this one too.